In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply patterns to fabrics. Okay, here is the t-shirt from the garment resource library. I just got this and just made it a bit longer. So we're going to be dealing with seamless patterns, and that's the most important word, seamless, because when you apply the pattern, you want it to be tiled. That is, it repeats it over and over, like, for example, tiles on a wall. What you don't want is a non-seamless pattern. Okay, you want the pattern to be smooth, continuous, like one big printed fabric. If you use the ones that are non-seamless, of course, you'll notice that they're going to have harsh lines. They're like divided. And so that's the objective. The objective is to use seamless patterns. First, I'm going to demonstrate the look, okay, and the difference between the seamless and non-seamless. Then I'm going to talk about how you can get seamless patterns and not how you can create it, because to create the seamless patterns, it's really technical and it's a topic on its own. If you are familiar with Canva or Photoshop, you can create a seamless pattern there. But there are places where you can get these seamless patterns for free. So first things first, let's check to see how a seamless pattern really looks. So here, I'm going to click on the fabric in the property editor. And here in the property editor, what I want to find is texture. Texture is right here. Texture, if you scroll with your mouse, you'll notice it's right here where you see there's color. Right on top, there is texture. And what you want to do is click on this add button, because you want to add this pattern to your object browser here. Now, you click on it, and for example, mine was saved on my desktop. So I'm going to click on one of these that I've saved, this one, and here it is. It's automatically added to the garment because this, by default, because I brought in this t-shirt from the resource library, and by default, this is the first fabric. It's added to the whole garment, okay? So the most important thing here I want to show you is the fact that it's not segmented, okay? And when I say segmented, like you don't see a line here, it's not like you don't see lines running through it. You only see lines running through where, for example, the sleeve was added, where this little the facing for the collar, where that was added. But otherwise, if you look properly, you do not see any lines added running through. No harsh lines or no. Here, for example, you may see a line where it's the seam, okay, connected at the side. Here, it's sewn at the side rather. But other than that, you don't see anything. So this is an example of a seamless pattern. It's like one big print. It's seamless, it's clean, and that's it. Now, I'm going to show you an example. I'd like to get a non-seamless pattern, okay, and put it up here. So what I'm going to do is in the object browser, I'm just going to add a fabric. Didn't mean to add all these fabrics. But so I'm going to click on this fabric here because I want to bring it in, apply to this here. And I go down to the property editor, the add icon, click on this, and I'm going to find the non-seamless one. Okay, so now I'm going to apply it to this. Drag the rectangular box over, you left click and drag. So if you try to, I don't know if this is the best pattern in the world, but I'm going to show you where there are problems. If you look here carefully, you're going to see that there is a seam running through here. Okay? You don't want to see this. Look again here. You see, there's a seam running through there. That's not good. Look up here again. You see? It's all, there's this, it has seams. So you try to avoid this. And not only that, it really just doesn't look good. Okay? It's like you had a piece of fabric and you just like, you did some patchworking, which wasn't the idea. You wanted, you wanted a nice, beautiful print fabric that you could cut out and put together, but instead it's all sort of a patch together. Look at down here. So this is the difference between the one and the other. If I here, for example, in this object browser, I'd like to get rid of these two fabrics because I'm not using them. So here's what I'm going to take this one, the one I would like, drag and drop it on the front pattern piece. Let's say, no, let's go again. And here everything's fine. So what you do if you really don't want to crowd your object browser, here, the one that you're using, right click on it. And here you'll see delete all unused fabrics. When I click on this, I've deleted the two that I'm not using. So this is the way to delete those fabrics. Now, I am going to add a link in the description box. And this link, you're going to be able to use at least 5 seamless fabrics, images of fabrics for your, while you're practicing. But I am also going to add some um, websites that where you can get some free seamless fabrics. So more or less it's like this. But the important thing is that if you can also Google it. You can Google seamless free seamless fabrics, free seamless images of fabrics, and to see what comes up. The important thing is to make sure they're free and make sure there are no copyrights. That's important. So you check for the free ones, check for the fact that they're seamless, and check for copyrights. As I've said, if you're really good in Canva or Photoshop, you can create something on your own. And I'd like to show you now and something else. For example, here, if we click on assets, okay, we see this edit texture, edit graphic, but here it's like edit texture. So we can edit the pattern. So what we do is we click on it, and here in the 2D window, I'll get rid of this, collapse this window here by pressing on these arrows. Well, okay. Okay, make it a little bigger here. You make this window a little bigger by going in the middle here. And then when you see the arrows to each side. You click, left click, and you drag, okay? Drag to which side you want it, you know. The side that's smaller, you drag towards that side, and the other side gets bigger, and then you do vice versa. So here with this edit texture, here we can edit this pattern. For example, we can make it bigger, the motifs bigger, smaller. We can make them wider, diagonal, and all that. But you play around with this, okay? And so here, I'm gonna click on this. I click on this pattern here, and there you see this arrow comes up. Now I'm gonna go over here, and you see how it changes on this horizontal red line, and here how it changes on this vertical green line. And here, for example, it changes here on the diagonal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dragging. Okay, you press your left mouse button, you drag, and you see the changes I'm making to this. Okay, it's been changed in the whole garment. I'm making it a little wider, and then when I come drag to my left, it's a little smaller. Here, for example, the vertical line, look, it's longer, and now it's shorter. Okay, smaller. Here, the diagonal, look at that. And what I can also do is I can also change. When you look carefully, I click here, and you see this arrow that's curved, okay, with the arrows on both ends. I can turn this, turn it, and you turn your patterns like that. So you play around with it and you get used to this. And this is a way of modifying. You can modify your patterns in this way. So thank you for watching, and always check the link in the description box to access those free seamless patterns. See you in the next video.